Today's recipe is for all you lemon lovers out there. You know who you are. We are making a lemon Texas sheet cake that is sweet, it's tart, and it's lemony. And it's just the right amount of cake for 2 to 4 people. Join me in the kitchen as we make small batch recipes with big taste. Hi, I'm Leanne from YourHomeBasedMom.com, and today we are talking sheet cake. A while back, I shared with you a chocolate Texas sheet cake for 2 that you went crazy for. So I decided we needed a white Texas sheet cake. And then you asked for a lemon one. So today we are making a lemon Texas sheet cake. And I'm going to use my trusty little 6x9 pan, which is just the perfect size. I'm going to link to it down below. And you'll notice as you watch my videos that I use this pan a lot. So for our lemon cake, we're going to need both lemon zest and lemon juice. So you always want to zest your lemon first. I love using my little microplaner here. And we're just going to zest 1 lemon. You want to take off just the very top of the lemon. You don't want to get down into the white part because that tastes bitter. You'll get about, depending on the size of your lemon, you'll get about a teaspoon of lemon zest from 1 lemon. Next, we're ready to juice our lemon, and we're going to cut our lemon in half. Now, again, depending on the size of your lemon, from 1 lemon, you'll get about 2 tablespoons of juice, which is exactly how much we need. I'm going to use my little lemon juicer here. You take the lemon and you put it cut side down. And then we have a little container here, and you just get a little mussel. After our lemon juice and lemon zest is prepped, we're ready to make our cake. And I have got a 1/4 cup of softened butter here. You always want to make sure your butter's nice and soft. I just take the spoon and smash. Because we're mixing this up by hand and not using a stand mixer or whatever, it's really helpful if your butter's nice and soft. Then we're going to take a 1/2 cup of granulated sugar and that zest of 1 lemon that we have. And then we're going to stir this up until it's nice and combined. Smells so good. Butter, sugar, and lemon. Yum. Okay, now we're ready to put in our other wet ingredients. And we're going to add in 1 whole egg and 2 tablespoons of sour cream. And then 3 tablespoons of buttermilk. Now, if you don't have buttermilk, it's probably not the end of the world. Just use regular milk because you've got that lemon juice in there already. But I always seem to have buttermilk in my refrigerator, so we're using buttermilk. And then we're going to put in our lemon juice, which was it's the juice of 1 lemon, which is about 2 tablespoons. And then we have got extracts, and we're using both vanilla extract, and I have got about a 1/4 teaspoon of vanilla in here, and I'm using a clear vanilla, but you can use regular vanilla too. And then we're going to add in a little bit of lemon extract. And we have about a 1/4 teaspoon to 1/8 of a teaspoon of lemon extract. You just need just a little bit, just to give it a little bit of an extra lemon punch. All right, we're ready to add in our dry ingredients. Now, if your batter looks a little lumpy, it's okay. It's going to be fine, I promise. So, a 1/2 cup of all-purpose flour plus 1 or 2 tablespoons. I can't remember. 2 tablespoons. 1/2 cup plus 2 tablespoons. A 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda. And then a generous pinch of salt. Now, if you're using unsalted butter, maybe add in like 1/8 of a teaspoon of salt. You might need a little bit more salt. I've just got a generous pinch. And usually when I do that, I just kind of grab it between my fingers, and how much salt I grab between my fingers is a pinch. And we're going to mix this up, and then it'll be ready to put into our pan. Once it's nice and combined, we're ready to put it into our little pan. We're going to get a light spray, nonstick cooking spray, and then pour our batter into our pan. You want to make sure, especially with these small batch recipes, that you get all of that batter out of that bowl. And if you want to give a little taste here or there, that's okay too, but you want to make sure you get as much batter in as possible. All right, there we go. Just spread it into a nice layer, and it's going to go into our 350-degree oven for about 18 minutes until the cake will start to turn a little golden brown around the edges, but it'll be cooked all the way through. So while our lemon cake is baking, we're going to make the glaze that is going to go on top. And for me, it's the best part. It is so lemony. So you're going to need one more lemon, and I have juiced. We need a tablespoon of lemon juice for the glaze, so I've juiced that. And then we're going to save this other half of our lemon to use as a garnish on the cake. So I've got a cup of powdered sugar in here. I'm going to add in my lemon juice. And then after you kind of stir that around, you're going to use just enough milk or cream that you need to get a nice spreading consistency. Now I'm going to start with just a teaspoon of milk and then kind of go from there. Now you may find that if you have a bigger lemon that your lemon juice is enough to get a good consistency. I want it just a little bit, I want it thinner than a frosting, but not quite as thin as a glaze. So I'm going to add just a touch of milk in there. Like I said, you may find that you don't even need it. All right, because we're going to want this glaze to kind of melt in and smooth out as we frost it. So nice consistency, just like that. Our lemon bars have cooled. We are ready to add our frosting glaze. It's kind of I think, a consistency in between a frosting and a glaze. And if you want it thicker, feel free to totally make it thicker. And we're going to spread that on, and then I'm going to show you how I like to garnish it. Make it a little more pretty. I'm a firm believer in things should be not only delicious, but pretty. Okay, so to garnish it, I like to use either, we had that half of a lemon left over, if you remember, and I've just cut a slice and then each slice into a quarter. Or you can use fresh strawberries, a slice of strawberry, or raspberry, blueberry. I just recommend that you don't add the fruit garnish on too far ahead of serving, because the fruit will tend to kind of weep a little bit and will then kind of weep all over your cake. So we're gonna cut it, get it ready to serve, and right as I'm serving it, I'm gonna add the garnish. Now again, I'm gonna cut this into, I'm gonna cut it into 6, but you could cut it into 4 if you want. And then after I cut the pieces, try to get them as even as possible sometimes. All right, and then we're just going to take our little lemon wedges, and I just like to add that, one to the middle of each piece. See, much prettier. And then our lemon bars are ready to serve. Let me grab a spatula. And this cake is just so light and lovely, tender and sweet. But just especially with that glaze on there, just enough of that lemon tartness to make it so delicious. Now, if you're a lemon lover like I am, make sure you check out my lemon bar for 2 recipe and my lemon angel pie recipe for 2, which is probably my all-time favorite dessert ever. So go ahead and subscribe down below, and I'll look forward to seeing you in the next video.